So we're gonna do something, and I bet you will not see it coming. I bet you will not. Like, why? Why would you trade a rook for a knight? Why would you do that? What's up, guys? Today we're gonna do something a little bit different. So I feel like I've been pretty stagnant with my chess games. So I did get a very nice Christmas gift. So let me show you. Yes, I got Tiger's Modern by Tiger Pearson. Side point, the Mary Jane, go get him, Tiger, that's in my head. That's in my head right now. Anyway, what a name. Tiger is a Swedish grandmaster, and according to handy dandy Wikipedia, he is still alive and is apparently 54. Yeah. So he was 29 when he became a grandmaster, and he's pretty well known for doing some work on the modern. This particular book, it was written in 2005. So I don't know how modern these things are. I know that quite a few grandmasters, including Magnus Carlsen, have at some point played the modern. I love playing the modern defense. So there have been a few times when I'm like, okay, maybe I should learn something else. And I mean, even in some of my videos, people have suggested as much. And I want to give you this very cool quote from Tiger, where he says, "Occasionally I wake up thinking, it's crap. I must find something else." And that's great. I totally relate. And I think, honestly, guys, I'm going to keep with it until I finish this book. This book. It's not super thick, and I've already read a few pages. I've gone through a problem. And it's actually easier to read, but to read these things, you really I use like chess.com, the analysis board, and that's what we'll be using today. So this first variation is called Modern Defense, the Flexible Dragon. I know, it sounds like a Jackie Chan movie. This is what it'll look like when you are playing, if you want to play this. We're gonna go with e4. Okay, super normal move. Already, the computer's like, yep, white's at an advantage. Great, because white is doing the reasonable thing and grabbing space in the center. So we do g6, and white's advantage is growing a little bit. White does d4 because they're totally sane, and we do bishop g7. All right, so guys, here is the kicker. This flexible dragon this setup comes about after this move. Warning signs, this is the flexible dragon. So we do this here, this little weird move, a6. That's gonna help prevent us from getting run over. Bishop e3. Oh, he's over here. We're gonna do a6. Next is knight f3. All right, things are looking pretty normal. And then b5. What's going on? So we're taking up more space on the side, and we only really developed our dark squared bishop. Meanwhile, white has two knights out, a bishop, and they're probably going to develop in castle, right? However, there's a little bit of paranoia going on, I think, in white's head, because another key move here, and the alarm should be ringing again, is a3, which actually kind of destroys a good deal of advantage that white did have going on. And I have seen a3, and the reasoning is your opponent thinks that you're going to attack his horsey with this rogue pawn, but that's actually not what's going to happen. We're going to do bishop b7. Look at this. We got double fianchettos. Bishop d3. All right, nothing crazy there. We're gonna do knight to d7. Castle. And then alarm bells. Okay, so we should do c5. Computer says it is the best move. We are equal right now. Nothing to fear. Okay? Maybe white takes. That's acceptable. We see that a lot. Like, the dilemma right here is, do I take with the pawn or do I take with the knight? I mean, if you take with the pawn, things are going to be pretty equal. However, the computer is going to say taking with the knight is best. What is recommended for white is to take back. And obviously we can only recapture with the pawn. The nice thing right now, I guess, is like we can no longer be overran by this pawn because it's just one pawn. The recommended move from there would be e5. And then from there we do f5, which is going to take some guts. It's going to take some guts to play that. Rook e1. And things are still pretty balanced here. But on the off chance that maybe white just chooses to ignore this pawn, you might see something like rook to e1. All right, so they're just ignoring us. So if in the case that they don't take, then you take, trade that c pawn for a center pawn. Okay, you're not overrunning us now. White, we have their attention. So they're probably gonna recapture with either the knight or the bishop. If they recapture with the knight, that's okay. If they recapture with the bishop, that is also okay. And then this is going to be a very strange response. We do not want to trade off this bishop because it is just perfect. It's great. And we're going to do something a little counterintuitive. We're going to do e5, which looks ugly to me. Hideous. Why would we do that? Well, Tiger says that we need to keep the position closed, because if we allow white to open things up, then that will be very bad for us. So don't be trading off your bishop. So natural next move for white is to go to e3. All right. Retreat. And then we can finally develop our knight, which feels good. It feels good. And then they're going to do queen d2, staring down at this line. Whatever, we're just going to castle. We might see something subtle like rook d1. Maybe they don't want to trade this off. We don't know. But they do recognize that this pawn right here is pretty weak. However, they may not be keen to recognize that this pawn on e4 is weak. And any movement of the bishop away from this square is going to result in the loss of that square. We'll do a subtle move. This one is actually pretty hard to remember. This one, rook c8. Black's going to pin our knight to our queen. We're not concerned. So we're just going to go to something like queen b6. All right. No longer an issue. And then we'll see bishop f1. All right. We're going to do this insane move. This move that my brain cells cannot handle. Look, it looks like white might feel pretty comfortable here because they're like, we're taking that pawn and there's not too much you can do about it. If you were to try to defend it like so, then your position is automatically worse. So we're gonna do something, and I bet you will not see it coming. I bet you will not. Like, why? Why would you trade a rook for a knight? Why would you do that? But our engine is giving us 2 exclamation marks. It is just so brilliant. And now this pawn is gonna fall, and then you're gonna correctly note that we are still down in material. We got a nice little fork, right? So reasonable move right here is queen to e3. All right. Queen's no longer in danger. We kind of got a queen trade going on. We even have like a slight little advantage here. Somehow we have a slight advantage. Queen's going to c7. I mean, this knight's pretty safe. There's no way, unless you're a madman, that you're going to be sacking your queen for this. It's just not going to happen. So we're good to go to c7. Don't trade. We're also kind of eyeballing this right here. White's going to react, probably do something reasonable like c3. And then we would do f5, which feels ugly, right? But think about it. You know, this square covered by the pawns. We're good. Feels ugly. but we're okay. And it kind of looks like we're supporting our knight. There's something else going on here. There's something else. So queen c1. Computer says, yeah, that's a great move. Why not play that? And then f4 occurs. So the tomb is sealed. The tomb is sealed, right? So what this is like the end of the variation. White is up one piece, and then black, I mean, white's still has more of an advantage. However, depending on how this is played, it's very possible that white's going to be down material here in a few more moves. So I think at this point, were white to feel threatened, say like right here, and try to like counterattack, then it actually gives us a little bit more of an advantage. So the next recommended move by the engine is rook takes e4, which also looks crazy. Apparently the computer says that is brilliant. And we recapture. And now we are up one pawn. Why not? Take it. And then we should see something like e7. And then the next ideal move would be c8. And what a game. What a game. And we still have a pretty even game. A pretty even game. All right, guys. So that's it for taking a look at this variation. Again, this is just kind of like a small piece from Tiger's Modern that I've been looking at. It's definitely one for the modern defense that I am able to employ against opponents in my chess games, though I can't say I've gone so far as to sack a rook for a knight. I have not done that. That's going to take some guts that I may not have right now. But still, it's a fun idea. And hope you enjoy this video. And if you're interested in this book, Tiger's Modern, you can get it on Amazon for $13. I'll leave a link in the description. That's all I got for today, guys. All right, thanks for watching.